Monday, but you can listen to it at any time. All right, cross functionality here. Let's get into our main topic today, episode 24, training variability. What is it? How to implement it? Now, I got this, Cass, according to perceptionaction.com. The purpose of adding variability right at the start of training is to encourage exploration of the perceptual motor landscape so that the performer will educate their attention to the specifying information, and the system will be able to self-assemble in coordination and solutions. So through all that word salad, thank you, Perception Action. I'm going to ask you your definition. That is their definition of training variability and when to implement it. What is your definition of training variability?
So I can do it as a hitting coach, not letting the hitter know speed and location. That's like, if I'm going to make it super, super, super simple. Now, if I'm going to do it as just a coach in general, is I do not want the athlete to be able to ever press autopilot and get through their session. Of course, we're going to have some things that we're going to need to harp on and like maybe stay the same, but I don't ever want them to not be cognitively, physically, emotionally stimulated with changes and challenges in order to have a really productive workout. So if we do the exact same thing every single Monday and we don't change anything, it's the same warm up and the same this, and about 15 minutes through we do this, they're going to be able to kind of just go through autopilot. But if I start to switch things up on them and challenge them, all of a sudden they have to tap into different hormonal responses, different cognitive responses in order to be focused and attentive and successful in that session. So if I'm doing that as a coach, if I'm applying these little stimuli here and there to tweak their training session, that's how variability is going to end up changing them for the better.
So I look at it too from a training standpoint, a weightlifting standpoint. There are trainers out there that say if you're going on a weight program, you should do it for at least 8 to 12 weeks. Allow your body to adapt to that, but don't overdo it. Right. And again, to your point, doing the same thing over and over again, eventually, right, your body is going to hit a plateau, whether it comes to weight training or if it's hitting.
Absolutely. That plateau is, it's not wrong and it's not a bad thing that like you've hit it. It's another clue as to this is the different direction we have to go in now, or here's another direction we have to go. And I think if you're a parent or a coach or you have a really young athlete in your life, there's a foundational motor learning base that has really not been developed, and you can't apply a ton of variability training to the younger athlete because you can almost hurt them then, right? You need to, once this is what we're discussing, once that foundational base has been passed and we're really training now, we're really designing training programs. So that's when you're looking at it for weightlifting, hitting, even cognitively. You can have a cognitive plateau when you're supposed to be having a weightlifting rise, and that might even be an issue too. The athlete is bored, right? So we have
I've
to
been
look
there.
into that
I
as well.
understand completely. Yeah.
So those are just all considerations we're trying to look at for that athlete to say, okay, when are we gonna add this piece in that really, really challenges them, where they have to be on their toes, they don't know what's coming next. I think every now and then that's huge.